Alright guys, today we're going to take a look at a popular word problem that tends to show up pretty often on different standardized tests, and that's looking at consecutive integers that add up to a specific number. So this one is going to look at 5 consecutive even integers specifically that add up to the number 200. All right, now we know when we're talking about odd and even integers as opposed to just consecutive integers, odd and evens actually count by twos. Okay, so if we're talking about, say, even numbers here, we know that it would be like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then so on. We notice that each time, all right, each number in the sequence is counting up by 2, and that goes for both even and odd numbers when we're talking about these. Now, the way to represent that without actually writing the numbers and using variables, okay, we're going to start with the number x, okay, or the variable x. Now that'll be the first number in our sequence. Okay, now if we're looking for our second number in our sequence, we're just going to make it x plus 2. And now that represents the second number in our sequence. To get the third number in our sequence, it's going to be x plus 4. Fourth number in our sequence, x plus 6. And the fifth number in our sequence, x plus 8. And we know the whole thing is going to add up to 200. Okay, now the equation looks a little crazy, but it's actually not as bad as it seems here. So again, this represents our first term. This represents our second term, third term, fourth term, and our fifth term in our sequence. Now let's go ahead and solve this thing. What that's going to give us is just our initial term, our x, and then we're going to use that to find the rest of our terms here. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 x's. So when we combine our like terms, I'm going to get 5x. And now I have 2, 4, 6, and 8. All right, that's going to give me 20 equals 200. Then we can subtract 20 on both sides. That cancels out, so we get 5x equals 180. And then we want to divide by 5 on both sides. And we get, looks to be 36. Now, what that means is that 36 is representing just our first term in our question. Now, with that, we can get actually every single term in our question just by looking at it. So if our first term is 36, our second term is 38, third term is 40, fourth term is 42, and our fifth term would be 44. All right, now the initial question asked us what is the fourth number in our sequence. Well, here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth number would be 42. So that right there is going to be our final answer. So 42 would be the final answer. Again, 36, what we solved for was just the first number in the sequence. Okay, and then you have to use everything else. Go back in the equation and look to figure out what your fourth term is going to be here. Okay, so you have to pay attention to what term it's asking for in these cases. Okay, so odd and even integer questions like this both follow the same pattern. Okay, the x plus 2, x plus 4, x plus 6, x plus 8. If there was a sixth term, it would be x plus 10, and then so on and so on.